Yeah, but that's after the press conference. Right?
I'll be right before.
Or before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Good morning. David?
David Moore, California News. Since Sam's injury, just
Yes.
What it means for him and what you've seen from him this offseason, and then how will you proceed as far as looking outside for a veteran presence, or will you let it play out a little bit with the guys you have?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first with Sam, obviously that's a really tough break, especially for him, because he was clearly going to be a primary contributor. As we all felt. I thought he had an excellent off season. Did the extra over the summer. Was able to see him do some work in person. So yeah, that's it's unfortunate when these things happen, but he'll do a great job in the rehab. And but yeah, as far as what we're doing moving forward, frankly, this is really what training camp's about. We have some young players that they're going to have a great opportunity, and as far as moving forward with bringing in any other guys, that's, to me, that's all part of a normal training camp process. So we'll see what the future brings.
Before we start talking, could you just talk about Sam and the progress he's made the last couple of years, and really the opportunity he's going to have?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sam has a unique skill set. He's probably one of the most powerful players on our team. As far as his ability to not only come off the edge but do things in space. He did some exceptional things for us on special teams. But yeah, I think he clearly he hit that point. But he was ready to contribute more. I think he's clearly someone in the off-season studies. In hindsight, you felt maybe you could have gave him some more opportunities last year. But there was a veteran pass rush unit that he was competing in. So, but yeah, that's a big one.
Mike Todd Archer with ESPN. Trayvon coming off pup. How do you anticipate him working into things?
Smartly. The biggest thing is to get him, stay on his rehab program with Britt, but to get him into the jog throughs and in the teaching drills is the first step, and then we'll see how we progress into the individual.
How much do you think he just missed it since getting hurt?
Oh, of course he missed it. No one wants to sit in the classroom all day and then go out and watch his brothers compete. Yeah, he definitely misses it, and I know he'll be excited to be out there.
John Michaud with The Athletic. What's your message to the team, particularly the new guys, when you go into your first padded practice?
Well, we have a process. We have a practice ethic presentation that's frankly the original slides are probably about 20 years old. So I mean it's something that's been built over time, and there's different experiences that tie into that presentation. Obviously, you have CBA roles that things that that you've been practicing with here in the past, and this is the time now that the tempo shifts. And I think the biggest thing is the self-discipline, the emotional discipline of moving forward. But at the end of the day, these are the practices that we need. I mean, this is the closest we'll get to playing real football. But the real reality is, as you continue to go through these install practices, the stress of what they got to go through schematically, but your team has to learn how to practice, and you go through it every year. It never changes because 25% of our roster is new. So yeah, there's always some growing pains when you get into this practice, and but I know our guys are excited.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Obviously, without Sam, Nealon might have to step up and get more reps. How has he looked so far in camp?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Nealon,
okay.
how has he looked so far in camp?
I mean, it looks great. I mean, everybody looks great in helmets and underwear. But I mean, we're ready to go practice. Yeah, and I know he's excited. Saw him in there last night, get some extra work. But yeah, he's definitely excited.
I mean, obviously, we always talk about the second-year jump, but when you lose Sam Williams, now you're asking a rookie to maybe move up a little bit. How do you think he'll be able to handle this?
Well, the biggest thing is, he'll get more opportunities, and and all of our young guys need this training camp, need this atmosphere. But definitely he'll get more opportunities to take advantage of what's in front of him.
Jane Slater, NFL Network. What element of Trayvon Diggs' game did you guys really miss last year? And what excites you about getting him back on the field?
I mean, he's such a playmaker. Obviously, his ability to go get the football, get his hands on the football. You know, his challenge of the receiver, the matchups, all that. Yeah, we missed all of his game, and I think, you know, where he is in his career. I mean, I think his value speaks for itself. You know, both with the contract and the way his team. I mean, just think about that day. I mean, that was a bad day for everybody. You know, when he went down.
What do you think about meeting with Micah Parsons and Mike Zimmer in the morning? Trayvon, I guess, has now been included in that mix.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's all part of this training camp, you know, atmosphere, and you know, those are the meetings when you look through it, regardless of the position, you get the most out of. So yeah, I think it's great that those guys are coordinated, and yeah, but I mean that's what training camp's for. You know, spending that extra time.
Does it show a maturation on Trayvon's part?
Definitely, but you know, Trayvon's always been a ball guy. I mean, he loves the game. You know, I think you could see that early, you know, as a rookie, and the connection that him and Al Harris have, and but I think it's great that he's expanded and, you know, broadened his horizon. It's, you know, it is a new system, so just getting the specifics of it. But yeah, you know, I think anytime players and coaches spend one-on-one time together, extra time, there's nothing but good things that come out of that.
Thanks, Coach.
The NFL said that coaches have to do in-game interviews this year. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, excited, real excited about it.
What do you think about that? I mean, just in terms of, you got to talk to them after the half,
Yeah.
obviously, that kind of thing, but now it's in the game.
I mean, I'm not surprised by it. I mean, I think that's, you know, I think access is something that's, you know, always talked about. So, yeah, I don't know the specifics of it, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's part of our game.
Excited.
Fire it up, man. Can't chain me down. Yeah.
Zod used to be athletic. Mike, we talked to Overstreet last year after his injury, and then even a couple of days ago. He just seems to carry a very upbeat mentality and kind of way about him. How have you seen his personality play a role in how he's attacked his rehab, and even before his rehab, how he was last year in the preseason?
Yeah, I agree with your description. I think he has great energy. He's had that from the day he walked in here. You know, his light is bright. You know, he has an infectious personality. Everything he does is full speed. You know, you could obviously see it at the University of Texas. You know, he was everywhere. The way he played, his play style. So, I mean, watching him go through the rehab process, you know, the way he attacked that. So, yeah, definitely love his personality, love his approach, and it's great to, you know, continue to bring him back the way we are.
Just, do you see that with his teammates too? They kind of gravitate towards the way that he kind of.
Oh, definitely. I think it's part of his, you know, his natural personality too. It's not just on the field, but yeah, he definitely brings that to the table.
Jeff Cole, Fox 4. Coach Tyler Smith entering his third season here. He's had the ability to be around veterans like Tyron and Zack Martin, and says he's a leader now. How have you seen him develop into a leader here? Yeah, I think he really kind of started taking those steps last year. You know, I thought that he had some excellent leadership moments. You know, I think his play style is something that he becomes a natural leader by example, you know, because the way he plays, you know, not every leader has to be a vocal or, you know, call him up. You know, there's been many of players go through this league that their play speaks for itself, and it you know, creates the opportunity for others to follow. So he has established that, but yeah, he's definitely speaking up more. And I think if you just look at the dynamics of the offensive line room, you know, you have an experienced group and you got a young group. It's as balanced of a offensive line room as far as experience and youth that I've been a part of. That, what kind of impact can he have on guys like Giden and BB?
Impact on
guys like Tyler Guyton and Cooper?
Oh, I think he'll continue to have an impact on them. I mean, he's definitely a guy, if I was in that room, I would follow, you know, and, you know, we all know the type of leader Zack Martin is. But yes, I mean, Tyler, he has that type of command and that credibility, absolutely.
Joe Hoyt, Lone Star Live. Tyron Billy Johnson's kind of had a unique career. He's been in a lot of places. Obviously had an impressive Sunday practice. What have you kind of seen from him in terms of his growth since he's gotten here?
I mean, he's really done that since he's been here. I mean, he's always someone that makes the practice highlights. I think if, you know, he just needs he needs a full opportunity, you know, and it's great he's here from day one. So, yeah, T. Billy's he's kind of a locker room favorite too. So, just love the way he goes about it.
Brad Sham, Cowboys Radio. Do you remember when in your career you would have convinced yourself that having your young players essentially play a game with a week and a half of practice would be enough?
I've never thought about it. So I think it's just like anything in the game of football. There's changes in training. There's, you know, changes in procedure. You know, I've been able to, you know, as a head coach through 2 CBAs, and you know, it's part of the job. You know, you have to change and adjust and make sure you get your guys ready to play. And you know, at the end of the day, all 32 teams are operating under the same procedures, and everybody has their process. But I feel like we do a really good job getting our guys ready.
Pat in the back.
Not you.
Not me. You.
Pat Doney, NBC 5 Dallas. You mentioned Zack Martin a second ago. Building on that, we see the great player on the field that he is over and over again. But what makes him special in the day-to-day that you see from him that has made him into one of these all-time greats that he has become?
If you're looking for one word, I'd say consistency. For as consistent as he is as far as the level of play, he's that same individual each and every day. He's you know, his work ethic, his approach, you know, his command. You don't see a guy that, you know, emotionally jumps up and down. He's really consistent, and he gives our young guys just a great role model to follow. But he's clearly one of the most consistent guys I've ever been around.
Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Circling back to the linebacker core, obviously last year because of injury, you guys struggled a lot with depth at that position. We talked a lot with Eric Kendricks, Damone Clark, Overstreet obviously coming back. And when you see guys like Brock Mogerson with the 4th down stop in the red zone drill, you see Jason Johnson interception. Can you talk about how the switch has flipped from lack of depth to having so much depth going on?
Yeah, definitely got a lot of depth, and really like the young players, because you know, those guys are going to play a ton of football, and it's, you know, it's definitely just like you've already stated, you know, from a numbers perspective, we're in a much better place than we were last year. But we got some young guys that really have, you know, we're excited about, and I think Buddy's also someone that you should recognize that's really has done some really nice things here, and you can see his confidence and understanding, and you know, because he did a hell of a job for us on special teams. But I think he's also taken a big step, you know, as far as the linebacker in the new system.
KLTV East Texas. We brought on and added Greg Ellis to your defensive side of the coaching staff, coach of former Cowboy. He's in the collegiate ranks. What fresh perspective does he bring to your team?
Well, I think it's like anything. I think that when you put together a new staff, you definitely don't want to kind of just go, you know, right with what you had in place. And I think Greg brings that perspective. Obviously, being a former player, successful player, and you know, so he brings up, you know, a player's perspective to, you know, to his room. But you know, I think that also the you know, being able to identify what Mike Zimmer's defense, you know, he's not only played in it, but he's also, you know, he's done some, you know, internships with Mike up here in Minnesota. So I mean, there's definitely a connection there, and Mike is, you know, very, very high on Greg, you know, going back to the interview process. So love his demeanor, consistent, hardworking, but I think he's been a great addition to our staff.
On Trayvon, will be a slow ramp up days and pads, or how's the process go?
Yeah, it'll be slow. Yeah, I don't look for him. He won't do individual today. He'll work more on the side, so forth. As I said earlier, he'll work more in the mock game, more in the jog through things. We want to, you know, get him more in the teaching part of it. You know, kind of going back to phase 2 in a sense. You know, we'll take him back and kind of progress him. So.
And secondly, Giden got rest with the first team. How did he do, and will that continue?
You go to practice?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, check it out. Number 60. Yeah, did good. Yeah, he's. I thought he did some really nice things. I thought he had some good pass sets. You know, I think ability, the opportunity to work against Micah, that's always a great opportunity. But yeah, he's. You know, I think the big thing with our young guys is, you know, you gotta you got to look at the whole picture. You know, this is their first time to really go full speed in some of these concepts and techniques that we're asking them to do. So, but yeah, I think that all these guys have done a nice job, and today's the first real opportunity to see what it's like. So excited to get out there. I know everybody is.
You mentioned Giden going against Mike. Can that accelerate his learning process, or is there a flip side of that where it can kind of beat him down a little bit if Mike is constantly getting him in practice?
Well, I think just like anything, anytime you take a rep against a player of Micah's ability, those are quality reps regardless of the outcome. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is pro football. You know, to think you're going to go through this league or your first padded practice unscathed is not realistic. So, but everybody wants to get out there and compete and so forth, and that's the beauty of why you have video, and that's why we have 9 cameras out there, capturing all this from different angles, and it's a great learning experience.
Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. Compared to the back half of the season last year, does Devon Clark maybe feel a little bit more free now that a lot of responsibilities are kind of taken off his plate in that linebacker core?
I don't know about free. I think just like anything. I mean, we all have. Every one of us we have a job description. Then you have job responsibility. Obviously, it can change and adjust year to year. I think just watching him now settle into his initial responsibility, he's definitely. I know he feels good about it. He's got years of experience under his belt. He's played a lot of football for us. So yeah, I think he'll be better regardless of the position playing, just because of the experiences he's had in the past. But yeah, he definitely looks more confident, and he's playing faster.
How important is Eric Kendrick's mentorship to Clark as well?
Well, Eric's very important to that whole defense. Obviously he's the one player that's played a lot of football in the system. He's clearly, Mike's voice in the locker room. His green dog ability is seamless, and that's huge. I mean, he's the quarterback of the defense. So yeah, definitely. I know the other players use him as a sounding board all the time.